Anybody else want to talk about their research?
Mountain ranges.
Okay, so you have to define what a mountain range is.
Pinacanoid, there's your little picture.
Let the kids have choices.
Color, the characteristic that initially captures our attention. Symmetry, the characteristic that keeps us from looking away. Both are all around us, and we have been unknowingly appreciating them all our lives. A crystal is a beautiful union of these two things. Crystals can be organized into 7 systems, but we're just going to talk about the first 5. Cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, and triclinic. The systems are defined on the basis of different axes and angles. The cubic system has 3 equal axes and equal angles between each axis. Imagine a box with all equal sides. If you were to wrap it, it kind of looks like a gift. Pyrite is an example of a mineral that belongs to the cubic system.
Dallas, Texas. Today, a bustling metropolis of skyscrapers, 7-Elevens, and home to over 2.5 million people. If we take a trip back to the beginning of the late Cretaceous, 100 million years ago, we would find the skyscrapers replaced by a primeval swamp, and the Dallas Cowboys replaced by dinosaurs and crocodiles. Fossils of these creatures, and the remains of the swampy river delta they lived in, are buried under the parking lots west of Dallas in the rocks of the Woodbine Group. Spectacular outcrops of this group are exposed around Lake Grapevine. The Woodbine Group is composed of sandstones and mudstones that were deposited in a forgotten delta by a long-vanished river. This great river transported sediment from an uplift in Arkansas and Oklahoma and formed a delta where it emptied into a shallow sea. Dinosaur fossils and tracks, crocodile fossils, lignite, and carbonized wood can all be found in the rocks of the Woodbine Group. During the late Cretaceous, a global rise in sea level occurred. The river delta was submerged, and sharks, ammonites, and sea turtles now called the future site of Dallas home. This was followed by the development of anoxic conditions in most of the Earth's oceans. Sediment was still being supplied from the uplift, and because of the anoxic conditions and poor water circulation, a black shale was deposited on the seafloor. This shale is called the Eagle Ford Group, and it overlies the Woodbine Group.
On August 29, 2014, the Bardabunga volcano erupted and spewed lava out of a fissure over 600 meters long. By August 31st, it had expanded to produce a lava flow 3 kilometers in length and 1 kilometer wide. By the time it had finished erupting, an estimated 20 to 30 million cubic meters of lava had been extruded. But the Bardabunga is only one volcano out of dozens across Iceland, and this tiny island is responsible for a tremendous amount of the world's lava output. This high concentration of volcanism in Iceland is primarily due to its location along the mid-oceanic ridge, an 80,000 kilometer long mountain system at the bottom of the ocean that serves as a center for seafloor spreading and the creation of new oceanic crust. Most of the volcanism takes place at the center of the ridge. As the lava erupts, it rapidly cools on contact with the ocean water, forming pebble basalts which cover most of the ocean floor.
And here in white are rhyolites that have been really highly altered. And the point is, if we geochemically fingerprint these rhyolites, we can get an idea of the setting in which the ore deposits form.
We are out in Arbuckle Anticline in Oklahoma along I-35 again with my students in 5324, the LIDAR class.
Put in your column cover, all right? Covered with what? Covered with, this regolite or soil or sediment coming from the top.
But mostly you will be seeing broken up fossils. So there's, we're at the age of these rocks where trilobites are around, so there's broken pieces of trilobite in here.
Collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. Actually, over 10 years ago, the National Education Association identified those last 4 C's on the list as essential 21st century skills that kids should learn, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Can you start over? Can you tell us where the supernovae hydrothermal event occurs mostly?
Yeah, these hydrothermal vents occur in divergent margins.